Hi, so this is my project that I worked on for the summer. It's called the Barnstable Bus Stop Infrastructure Assessment. A little bit about me first. My name is Alonso Bueno. I am a master's student at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. I am working on my master's in geography, and I'm currently entering the second and last year of that program. And my studies are really focused on transportation and urban geography. So as someone who is focusing on transportation in my graduate studies, the Cape is especially intriguing to me. It's a peninsula isolated from the rest of the state in a way, and it is an iconic vacation destination, right? It attracts visitors from not just the region, but across the country and other parts of the world. And with this popularity comes a logistical nightmare to get people on and off and around the Cape. And data shows that vehicle traffic nearly doubles on the Cape during the summer compared to the off season. This creates high levels of congestion, high levels of competition for parking, whether that be in commercial districts or at beaches, and not to mention increased CO2 emissions that add to the existing vulnerability of the peninsula. One of the essential mitigators of the Cape's traffic congestion is the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. The CCRTA is the Cape's official public transportation service, primarily made up of buses and shuttles connecting folks to popular destinations and important locations around the Cape. The CCRTA is not just a service for tourists, but it's also a year-round service for year-round residents that use it on their daily commutes. And the CCRTA has some unique features that distinguish it from other public transportation services. It has free fares on fixed routes. It has a flag down service, which means you can wave down a bus on a fixed route to board. Uh, it has scheduled and on-demand shuttles known as DART and Smart DART, respectively. And it also has the Cape Flyer, which is a seasonal rail service to and from Boston in the summer. Altogether, this makes a comprehensive public transportation service to serve the Cape's needs. So at the beginning of this internship, I connected with Sean Hogan, who is the environmental sustainability manager at the town of Barnstable, to see if there were any transportation related projects I could contribute to. He expressed interest in addressing the infrastructure present at CCRTA bus stops in Barnstable and seeing how these bus stops could be improved. And so I indicated that I would be interested in crafting an interactive map to best demonstrate Barnstable's bus stop infrastructure needs. So I began to put together a survey that I could fill out as I went to various bus stops to aid me in putting together. To aid me in putting together the survey, I researched any sort of general guidelines that would lay out specifically what makes a good bus stop. So I found a very concise and easy to read document put together by the Berkeley Charleston Dorchester Council of Governments, which is a nonprofit from South Carolina. So with this info, I was able to make a survey that detailed what amenities each bus stop in Barnstable had. Essential components included signs, rider info, seating, shelter, accessibility, lighting, and a few other categories. It also rated general features so you could have a comprehensive rating of each stop. Additionally, I could also assess if the bus stop was high priority for improvement or not, and give suggestions on what features should be added. So once I completed the fieldwork, cleaned the data, and worked a bit of GIS magic, I produced this nifty little map. So let's go to the WAP's webpage, and see some of its features. All right, so here we have the nifty little map that I made over the summer. So if you look right here on the left-hand side is a map, and you can zoom in and out. You can see that every bus stop is represented by a circle symbol, and it is color coded based on its priority for infrastructure improvements, which you can see on the right-hand side of the legend. So green means low priority, orange means medium, high means red. So you can see we can click on one of these, and then if we click on one of these circles, we can see which bus stop it is, a little short summary about the bus stop, and then you can see by category what amenities it has, and as well as the photos of the respective bus stop. And like I said, you can go click through these, see different ones, kind of giving you an idea of which bus stop needs what. Um, maybe even where where more priority is, as you can see right here. A lot of high priority right here, and this is concentrated in this one area. Um, and then you also have on the side you have layers that you can toggle through. So let's say you just wanted to see the high priority ones, you can just do that. Um, let's see, you just want to see the ones with no seating, you can do that as well. So really, this serves as a tool so you can get a comprehensive view. And then you have in the other tabs, you have some charts. Right here, you have just a breakdown of the stops by improvement priority. So orange, again, medium, low, green, red, high. And then another bar chart here with missing amenities. So you can see a breakdown of the share of stops missing core amenities. You see rider info is the highest right here, then shelter and trash can, and so forth. And really, the purpose of this map is so relevant stakeholders, whether that be the town of Barnstable, um, or the CCRTA, or whatever organization or agency they're partnering with to improve these bus stops, they can use this as a reference, right? Um, when they're developing or they're looking places for improvement, or they're coordinating with other agencies to make infrastructure improvements, or they really any project that might want to tackle the state of these bus stop infrastructure in Barnstable, this can serve as a helpful tool, a tangible tool for respective stakeholders. And in making this, and in interning for MassHCIC, I I kind of also thought about our mission, right? Of how something like this can help, right? So obviously, improving public transportation infrastructure and making more accessible, and having more people ride the bus and ride public transportation, and leave the car behind is very vital for the peninsula, and trying to lower their CO2 emissions, and battle the long-term climate struggles that are ahead. But also, having access to good public transportation helps people um, bring down their cost of living, which is really crucial to the housing aspect of our organization. Um, and also us providing technical assistance to these towns or agencies um, is really core to part of the things that MassHCIC is trying to do in Massachusetts, to promote sustainability, connect towns to sustainable partners, and so forth. So now we can go back to the slides. So the charts produced from this assessment indicate that there are immediate needs that need to be addressed. The missing amenities that stood out the most to me were the missing rider info and the missing signage. These two factors significantly impact the rider experience. So much so that there were times that I did not know if there was a bus stop there or not when I was out on the field. So I highlight these amenities also because these solutions are not drastic. Um, these solutions the solutions to these specific two problems do not necessarily require significant investment, like building out a sidewalk, or like making a whole new boarding area. They instead can be something small. They can be remedied with like a small investment, like putting up some signs, some smaller write-in info. These things don't need large influxes of funding necessarily to get these things. And I think because it can improve the writer experience so much, they should be a priority. And transit agencies across the country um, link people to live tracking by adding simple resources to the bus stop signs, um, like timetables. I'm from Chicago, so we have like a function where you could just text a number and get like live bus updates, or you can just visit the website and see live bus tracking. But that information being on a sign is really huge, and it's used by transit agencies across the country and even across the world. So the CCRTA can make these adjustments as well. Um, Having practical tools like the bus stop infrastructure map can help identify where these critical improvements should be made. So, like I said, it can be just something simple as putting some new text on the sign, but it can go a long way in changing the ridership experience. So, looking forward, so going forward, the data that I collected, I passed it on to respective stakeholders, that would be the town of Barnstable, the CCRTA, and the Cape Cod Commission. And I also coordinated with the current Barnstable intern, Sarah Gutierrez, who was also used to be an intern for MassHCIC. And she's also working on this project as well, but she's more so focused on the people side of it. She's talking to people. She's riding the bus. She's going to survey college students from the Cape Cod Community College. So she will have this data accessible to her for her future report and her findings. So right now, um, this map and data will be available to these stakeholders to do as they wish, to make these improvements going forward.